Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this card that we made during our Stamping Up event in Houston called ONSTAGE After Hours. This card uses the Spotlight in Nature stamp set in a quick and easy watercolor technique to create this lovely layer beneath the focal point. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how I got started. I'm going to start with the sentiment for this project, and I'm going to bring in the thanks and my petunia, and I'm going to ink that up and stamp it right here in the center of my cardstock. That's a little crooked, so let's try that again. I'll drop the one side like so. There we go. I've got that finished, and I can work on my focal point here. I'm going to take my lovely little butterfly and ink it up and kind of stamp it there in the right hand corner. And while I have that, I'm going to also stamp one in the inside panel like so. Next, I'm going to bring in my leaves and ink that up in the Shy Shamrock and stamp it randomly onto my card panel here. There we go. And I'm also going to add a little bit down here in the inside panel on that little left corner. I've got that finished, and I'm going to set those to the side and bring in my watercolor paper, my clear block, and my water painter. I'm going to touch a little bit of my pecan pie here to my clear block, and I'm going to get my water painter nice and wet, and then I'm going to bring that in and pick up some of the color. I want to make a nice palette of this because we're going to do a quick wash across the outside edge here of the watercolor paper, just quickly and easily. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's simply adding a little bit of color to that outside edge. Once I have that done, I can bring in a drier brush here and kind of just run it over that color again to make a little bit of a texture on it. A little bit more depth and a little bit more of a light touch. There we go. I've got my outside panel done. I'm happy with that. I'm going to clean my water painter simply by squeezing and running that water through the tip until it runs clear. My watercolor paper is now dry, so I can start building my card front. I'm going to bring in my butterfly panel here, and I am going to layer it on this watercolor paper. I'm going to add some adhesive and then just kind of place that at a little bit of an angle. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in my card front, my pecan pie, and my hash mark. I forgot to do this earlier, and all I'm going to do is add some hash marks randomly around the card front along the outside edges. I've got that finished, and I'm ready to add my panel to my card front using Stampin' Dimensionals. This is a large panel, so I'm going to add some to the center also. Okay, I've got my panel layered, and I've added my Stampin' Dimensionals and removed the backings, so I can add this to my card front now. And I'm simply going to place this right in the center like so. For my sentiment, I'm going to bring in my paper snips and simply use my end on the right, trim it off, and then adhere this to my card front. One of the great things about our paper is it's nice and thick, so you can stamp on both sides. There you go. I've got that on there where I'd like it. And next I'm going to bring in these beautiful shimmer gems. These shimmer gems are in colors, and it's all 5 of our in colors for 2024. I'm going to pick up my Petunia Pop, and I'm going to place a couple of these on my card front on the left here. Let's see, I think I'm going to place that one here, and then I'm going to pick up another large one and I'm going to place it down here. There you go. At this point, I can add my inside panel or place it on the inside for when I get ready to sign and send it. I hope you've enjoyed this project using the Stamp Light on Nature stamp set. This stamp set comes with a set of coordinating dies also, and you can save 10% when you purchase the bundle. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.